Hi, my name's Andy. It's good to be here. And I work for a group called PACE, which does assemblies, RE lessons and lunchtime clubs. And we're going to think today about the strongest muscle in the human body. Have you any idea what the strongest muscle is? Do you think it's your biceps or maybe your pecs or your abs? Now, actually, the strongest muscle in the human body is this one here, your tongue. And before we think a little bit more about our tongue, we're going to have a bit of a challenge. I've got here some toothpaste and a bit of card. And what I'm going to try and do is get the toothpaste out of the tube. Loads of it. Can you see it? All there. Fantastic. There we go. And I've also got some deodorant. I'm going to get some of that out as well. Okay. And now, having got loads of it out, what I'm going to try and do is get it back in the tube. Or maybe try and get some back in the can. You see, however hard you try, you can't get the toothpaste back in the tube. You can't get the deodorant back in the can. And the truth is, with our words, we can't take them back once we've said them. Once the words are out of our mouth, they're there and they live in the world. The Bible actually talks a lot about the tongue. In fact, there's a book of the Bible called James that says the tongue, even though it's small, is like a flame, is like a match, that a tiny flame can set fire to a huge, great big house. One word, one thing can make a big difference. And it can make a big difference both for good and for bad. What's our tongue going to say today? Are we going to use it to encourage or help people? To say things that build them up? Or we could use our tongue to say nasty things that hurt and break people and make them feel sad. There's a saying, isn't there? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I don't believe that's true. I believe that names and things we're called can actually really hurt people. So my challenge today is to think about how we use our tongue. But I also want to tell you about a king called Solomon, who was a great guy, and God said to him as he started his reign, I will give you whatever gift you want. Now, if it was me, I'd say, give me lots of money, or make me really handsome, or make me really clever, or make me really good at football. But he didn't. He said this. He said, God, make me wise. Make me wise. That means knowing the right thing to say, or when not to say things. Knowing what to do and what not to do. So a little challenge today. Let's think about our tongues. So one of the things I found helpful is the word think. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it important? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Think before you speak. And then as we think too, maybe you want to ask God to give you some wisdom and help you. The book of James also says, if anyone lacks wisdom, they should ask God, who gives generously. Shall we pray? Dear God, sometimes we find saying the right thing or not saying the right thing a little bit hard. Help us to make good choices in how we use our tongue, to say things that help, that are kind, that build and encourage, and not to say things that hurt and make people feel sad. We ask this in your name. Amen.